Hey, what's up, everybody? Second deck profile for the day. Pretty unusual for me, but yeah, this is a fun little deck I've been playing around with, and it produces like crazy card advantage, although it makes suboptimal plays. Yeah, truth be told, I don't really think that this deck is better than the 3-Axis Fire Fists, but it is a lot more fun. I call it Fire Fist Plants, or something like Horse Plants, okay, so the basic premise of the deck is that Lone Fire is at 1 and that annoys me. So, how can we get Lone Fire to the field? Well, my buddy James and I have been messing around with this card right here. He pointed it out, so, you know, props to him. Okay, so when this card's special summoned, you can special summon one level 3 fire monster from your deck. So, Lone Fire Blossom. The best level 3 fire monster in the game. Or my favorite, anyway. Yes. Continuing on, we get to the crappy part. After that card is special summoned, you cannot special summon level 5 or higher monsters for the rest of the turn, which is a real bummer because, you know, it's plants, and that's what they do. They summon level 5 or higher monsters. Hopefully in the next ban list we'll get, like, another Lone Fire or something, and this deck would be a little bit more viable. Or, like, another Formula Synchron, although that could be dangerous because of the fact that you could draw, like, 4 cards in a turn with Junk Doppel every time. But, yeah. Or, even 3 Debris Dragon, because this deck searches out all the Synchrocentric stuff. So, even that. But I'm hoping for Lone Fire, because I just like this card a lot more, and I feel like it could safely be at 2 or even 3, based on what's out right now. Man, I really hope we get an innovative ban list, but that's a topic for another day. So let me go to the deck list, and then I'll talk about some stuff that I like and dislike about the deck. Alright, so first we have 2 Fire Dogs, useful for searching out all of this stuff here, all of the Fire Fist guys, except for Bear. But all the other ones, the ones that I really want to get to, like Leopard, and I don't really want to waste a normal summon on it, I normally summon Fire Dog to get to. And it also brings out stuff like Lance and D-Prison because people don't want me getting a synchro off on it. Or whatever, because they think I'm playing Flamvels, because this card is pretty much good turn 1 and that's it. That's why I'm only running 2. But it's pretty good for baiting stuff out, too. Yeah, then Fire Fist Bear, self-explanatory. It has Fire Fists, it has Tenkis, it has Fire Formations, it's Bear. Yeah. 3 Spirit. This one is used to special the next 2 to make level 6 synchro plays, i.e. Horse. Chicken, absolutely ridiculous card, and I think that this card needs to be balanced. But, you know, when is Konami ever going to do that? Yeah, so when it's special summoned, it's one of the newer ones. It hasn't come out yet, but it's about to. When it's special summoned, you can add one Fire Fist monster from your deck to your hand. So when you summon Spirit, you go into Chicken. Chicken's effect gets me another Spirit, so I can do it again next turn. Or the same, or no, not the same turn. Yeah. And then, if that wasn't good enough, which it really would be if they just wanted to leave it there, once per turn, you can tribute one face-up fire formation spell or trap card you control and send it to the graveyard to set one fire formation card from your deck. So, that's because you special summoned him with Spirit, you got a free another Spirit to your hand, and you got a free Tenki to your hand if you've already got one going. If you don't have one going, then you've got the next card, Leopard, where you can tribute a Fire Fist monster to set a fire formation from the deck straight to the field, which is a little bit janky, but nonetheless, it gets me Tenkis rolling, which gets me Spirit. So if I open up with this, I'll have nothing on my field. So if they OTK me, I'm kind of at a loss. Should probably fit in a Gores. Yeah. That might be the next thing that I try to do with this deck. Yeah. Then we get into the plant section. Because I'm running 3 of the Tenki, I'm running 2 Tengu. Searchable. It's really good when I don't really need Fire Fists anymore, because there comes a point when I have like 5 of them in my hand and like 4 other cards, and this card just becomes widely irrelevant. So I can search out this, which, you know, when I've got a Spore in the graveyard, I can make like a level 8 Synchro and have a 17 beater. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm fairly happy with this, and I've only drawn it dead once. But, you know, it is Tengu. You draw it dead sometimes. Just like Malicious or whatnot. Although I think this card's a little bit easier to not draw dead because it doesn't require tributes or anything. The next card is Debris Dragon. Really great for turns when your opponent gains card advantage on you and you just have nothing. Like no plays or anything. Which, you know, doesn't happen very often. You normally have plays, but this is a really easy way to Black Rose the field real quick. It's also a good way when you get all 3 of these guys in the graveyard, which happens like every single game. For you to produce 2 tokens for this so that you can put out a beater afterwards, or after you blow up the field, or even if you just want to go into a 2400 and then use Black Rose's other effect, it's still pretty good. You can also make Iron Chain Dragon pretty easily. That's an option too. Then Lone Fire to search Dandy and Spore. I'm thinking about putting in another target, notably Reaver. This guy is really creepy looking. Good card though. Well, I mean, his effect is subpar, but the fact that he's a level 3 plant fire jives with the deck pretty well. I was running him for a time, but I thought that 3 Max C was better, was a better thing that I could be running. Yeah. Max C, because Max C's good, and then, I want to fit notably for hand traps, I want to fit in a Gores and 2 effect Veilers, but I can't really find room. If you guys find room, leave it in the comments below, because I'd be interested to hear about that. Fire Formation Tenki, at 3, because it's Tenki in a Fire Fist variant. Fire Formation Tensu, because it's Tensu in a Fire Fist deck. I really don't see putting this at 2. I just never see the need to summon twice in a game. Like, if I was running the level 4s, I would definitely see the reason to do it, but as is, I already almost always end with 6 cards in my hand, so you know, I'm already playing for free. I don't need to play for, I don't know. It just seems like a all-in type of situation whenever I have the opening for it, and that always ends badly for me. Rekindling at 3 because of the fact that all of these are targets, and when I synchro for Horse, then I get my entire engine rolling. And, you know, a lot of times people will will Torrential Tribute once you summon Spirit and summon another one, because they're like, oh, a tuner and a non-tuner, better Torrential Tribute. And then I'm like, no, bitch, get that shit out of here. And Rekindling just helps with that situation. Yeah. Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, obvious. It's not as good as, you know, I'm not playing E-Dragon, so I can actually manage to fit the 3 best cards in the game into the deck. 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Pot of Avarice, 1 Solemn Warning, 2 Compulsory Device, almost want to put it to 3 because it's really good, and 2 Torrential Tributes. These were just some things that I was messing around with, but none of them were really that great other than Effect Veiler. And maybe Reaver. Reaver is the only other one that's really that great. Gorilla in a different format, I might say is as good as Bear, but right now I see no need to put it in. You're just realizing this now, but there is... no, never mind. The extra deck actually has some points of note, so I'll run through that. Formula Synchron, because Synchros, Armory Arm, because Armory Arm, Catastor, Hyper Librarian, good in this deck, not great. You'll only get like a +1 off of her or him. I think it's a him. But he's got hips that don't lie. Yeah, anyway. 2 of the Horse Prince. Yeah, it's Prince. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, 2 of the Horse Prince. Again, to search out Lonefire, but you can also use him to search out Chicken to get a Spirit, or search out Leopard to get a Fire Formation to get a Spirit. Yeah. Just of note, you can't synchro at the same turn though. So my normal play is Say, for instance, I've got a Debris Dragon in hand. I will get out one of this guy, search out a Lonefire, Tribute Lonefire to get a Dandy, which sets me up for next turn synchroing for a 7, and puts up defenses if they're winning. Just something to do. It's also really good to get it going early, because then you can do really cool plays with Spore and make 7 or make 8, or just make a 6, which you can do pretty much always. 6s and 5s are pretty easy to go into with this deck too. Then another card that hasn't come out that I'm going to assume is going to be $10 or $11. Beast Lord Vulcan. Quite good. Especially in this deck, because you always have fire formations in the back row. So you go into this guy, you bounce one of their cards. Pretty good when you've got a Rekindling in your hand. You summon him, you bounce your Tenki or your Tengu, also another good, or no, not your Tengu, because you can't play any stuff after that. But, you know, there's other good bounce targets. But, yeah, it's normally this one. And then you get a free bounce on your opponent's stuff. Really good against Dracossack, seeing as everybody and their mom seems to be playing that. Then Iron Chain Dragon, just for Debris Dragon. I kept finding that I need more than just a 7 and an 8 target. Just so happens that that's how it works out, that I need 3 targets in the extra deck for it. Black Rose Dragon, because blow up the field. Yeah, I almost want to put in 2 just because I can make it in multiple ways, but I don't know. I haven't really seen the need more than once or twice. Crimson Blader, because it's really good. Stardust, also because it's really good. And Scrap Dragon, because it's really good. Next notable card is Fire Formation Lion Emperor. Or, sorry, Fire Fist Lion Emperor. This one also jives with the whole Lonefire Blossom thing. And since I'm running almost exclusively the level 3s for the Fire Fists, I thought, why not? Why not? Yeah, so this card lets me add a fire monster from my graveyard to my hand, but then I can't use it that turn. So I add Lonefire to my hand, and then I search out Spore. Pretty damn easy. And you get a chicken... God damn it. And you get a chicken search. That's normally the mark that I'm going too long. 3-axis fire fisting row. Alright. Yeah. It's pretty good because then I can get the other plant in the deck out of the deck. This didn't save? Yeah. Max C. There. Save. Alright. Back to normal. Then Leviair, because I banish the Lonefire sometimes, and sometimes I need to get it back. Although I don't make it as often as I should, probably. And then Zenmaines, because it's a great card. Overall, this deck has treated me really nicely, and you guys should definitely give it a try. I wanted to get my build out there before anybody noticed that this was a thing. So yeah, if you guys like innovative decks, you know, why don't you come by my channel? I normally just do those almost exclusively, and then sometimes something more meta. Not often though, not often. Yeah. So yeah, leave a comment if you want to know anything about the deck, why I made choices the way I did. You know, just start a conversation. Whatevs. Hope to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Peace.